Welcome to Exploring with D-Rob. Let's go. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to head south of the parkway. Going to head over and check out Natural Bridge State Park. Kind of give you a crash course through the state park, some of the main trails. Check out Natural Bridge itself. From the parkway, exit 33, you'll want to follow Kentucky 11 South. Follow signage for Natural Bridge State Park. Come around, you'll come past some familiar shops that you've probably heard of. Daniel Boone Coffee Shop, Gorge Outfitters, Thatcher's Barbecue, La Cabana. As you come on up past those, you'll see Miguel's Pizza here on the left. Come through a couple curves here. This first entrance you'll come to for Natural Bridge State Park is where you can find the sky lift. We'll follow Kentucky 11 on around, come past Whittleton Campground. Just past that, you'll see signage for trailhead parking and a Sheltoy Trace marker. This is for the Sheltoy Trace crosses Kentucky 11. I'm gonna park here in this parking area. This is where we'll start our adventure. It's a Tuesday morning, just after 8 a.m. and parking's just the way I like it, empty. From parking, I'm gonna take the Lakeside Trail down from here. It says it's 1 mile to Natural Bridge. Got some other signage here, just stating some of the regulations of the state park. I'm gonna follow these stairs down, follow around the lake to the suspension bridge. As you follow around along the lake trail, there is a few sections that get a little muddy, but they do have these little raised areas where you get around the mud instead of having to go through it. If you look over to your right, as you come around through here, you'll see Hoedown Island. And if you look up to the right there, you can see the lodge as well. About 2/10 of a mile from parking, you'll come around, come up on the suspension bridge. We'll take the suspension bridge across. That's where the original trail begins. Per usual, it's a suspension bridge. It does move some, but it's really sturdy. You're not going anywhere. This is where the original trail begins, 3/4 of a mile. That 3/4 of a mile is going to be all uphill. Making my way up the hill and ran into the first trail friend of the day. Hey there, buddy. As you come around, you'll come up, there'll be a trail go to the left. That's the trail that'll take you up to the nature center. We'll keep going around through here to the right. We'll go up a few sets of stairs and we'll cross an access road here in just a minute. After coming up a nice little stretch of lovely stairs, you'll come up a little walkway here. Back around to the left there would take you to the nature center. Up through here to the right would take you to the lodge. Right here is where the original trail begins. And as you see, the signage says shortest and easiest route to Natural Bridge. While it is the shortest and easiest, it's still all uphill, so just pace yourself and work your way up towards the Natural Bridge. As you work your way up the hill, keep an eye out for signage. This particular sign here gives you a little background on the park. As you come up, the trail will level off for a minute. You'll see a trail cut downhill to the right here. That is the Battleship Rock Trail. We will be seeing part of that trail later, but first I'm going to head up and check out the main attraction first, Natural Bridge. As I mentioned, most of the trail's uphill. There'll be a few spots like this little shelter here where you can stop and take a break if you need to. And carry on. As you work your way up the hill, it'll be a nice woodland setting. It's the end of June. Got rhododendron in bloom. And we have some really large older trees still alive and kicking. There's a big hemlock. This section of the trail here is also nice and shaded, which is very nice of the hot months. As I mentioned, there will be a few areas for you to stop and rest if you need it. Here's another. As you get closer to the top of the hill, closer to Natural Bridge, the trail will start to switch back a little bit. Makes for a little easier hike. I am pleased to see since my last visit here that they have worked on some of the trails. This section of stairs here is new. As you get closer to the top, the places to rest get a little closer together. About 3/4 of the way up the hill, you'll come up on a trail that cuts to the right again. This is the other end of Battleship Rock Trail. As I mentioned earlier, after we go to Natural Bridge, we'll see part of that trail later. As you get to the level below Natural Bridge, you'll be able to look up to the right and see the bridge. I understand why the state park cut some of the trees and stuff down here so you can see the bridge from this level. Just wish it had been a little cleanlier about it. As you come up to the cliff line, got one last little run of stairs here, and Natural Bridge comes into view. Right at 1 mile from parking, you'll reach Natural Bridge. Once you're at the base of the natural bridge, you can check it out, take a few pics. Then you want to walk underneath the bridge. You want to come up, make a left, work our way up to the top of the bridge. As you come around, you'll see a set of stairs. It goes up to a little narrow area. It's Fat Man Squeeze. If you look downhill to the right, you'll see a trail that goes down. You got signage, Hood's Branch Trail. This kind of makes a inside loop of the inner part of the park. There's another trail, kind of does a higher loop around the park. Sand Gap Trail. We won't be doing either one of those today. But if you're looking for a little mileage, both of those are good for mileage. If you look back the other way, once you cross under the bridge, the trail cuts down to the left. That's the Rock Garden Trail. We will be seeing part of that later. The route I'm going to make today kind of makes a figure 8. Check out a couple of parts of the trail. And while you're standing directly under the bridge, if you look out back down towards parking, straight across there, that overlook is Lookout Point. A lot of people get that confused with Lover's Leap, but I'll show you both Lookout Point and Lover's Leap once we get up on top. As you work your way up through Fat Man Squeeze, it does get a little tight. May even have to turn sideways. Probably been a little easier if I'd have took my pack off. But just know, but me doing this, a fat man can fit through Fat Man Squeeze. As you can hear my pack ribbon. After you come out of Fat Man Squeeze, you'll come up a set of stairs. Once you reach a set of stairs, a little gazebo area straight up in front of you. If you need to go rest, relax for a few minutes, see signage for the Balance Rock Trail, Hemlock Lodge to the right, Laurel Ridge Trail, Sky Lift to the left. We'll go that way here in just a minute on top of Natural Bridge. Looking back to the right here, if I have time, we'll go that way on the way back out and check out Balance Rock. The top Natural Bridge is one of the better views in the Gorge area. If you can manage to get up here in time, it's a good place to catch a sunrise. As you look out, I mentioned Lookout Point earlier. See across it. Got a little sky interest today. Really wish I'd brought my camera. After enjoying the views at the top of the bridge for a few minutes, I'm gonna head on across the bridge, follow the trail on around, past the Sky Lift, around to Lookout Point. As you follow the Laurel Ridge Trail around, come around past the Sky Lift. As you can see, it is running today. It runs a big part of the year. They shut it down during the cold months. As you come down below the Sky Lift, Look over to the left here. Nice little overlook. About 2/10 of a mile past the sky lift as you come around. Work your way down and out to Lookout Point. Another one of the best overlooks in the Gorge area. And you get a look back across the natural bridge. If you come over to the left of the main lookout back towards Natural Bridge, look back down towards the road and towards parking, you see Hold Down Island a little bit. See the lake, that's the trail we came around from parking. And if you look over just before the road there, you can see the far end of the parking lot where we parked at. After you take a few minutes to enjoy Lookout Point, we'll continue around the Laurel Ridge Trail. We'll make our way around towards Devil's Gulch, Battleship Rock, and Lover's Leap. About 1/10 of a mile from Lookout Point, you'll come around. This is where Devil's Gulch is. Looks like it's currently under repair. I know back in the winter they'd been working on repairing the stairs. Guess that project's not complete yet. So we'll work our way on around towards Lover's Leap. As you start to come downhill a little bit, come down to some signage for Needle's Eye Stairs. We'll be coming back to this point in a minute and heading down. But first, we're going to head straight on out and check out Lover's Leap. As you start to get out close to Lover's Leap, the trail does skinny up a little bit between the mountain lawn and some of the lower shrubs and bushes. Get out here close to the point. Starts to open up a little bit though. Come down here to a really nice overlook. This is Lover's Leap. As you look kind of straight down, it's back over towards Miguel's. See some tents and stuff down there. And if you look back over to the right here, that's the entrance to Natural Bridge State Park. Brings you over to the sky lift. Great day for overlooks. And if you look over just to the left here, a lot of people get Needle's Eye Arch and Owl's Window confused. This rock outcrop over here to the left, kind of a tower type rock. That is actually where Owl's Window is. And to my knowledge, it is not accessible unless you were to climb up to it. Small user's trail just to the right here of Lover's Leap, little outcrop. This gives you a really nice view of Battleship Rock. come over to the left of the main overlook, you'll find another overlook. And if you come over to the other side of these bushes here, another little bit of an outcrop. This gives you a good look back down towards Slade and overlooks the valley where the sky lift goes up. After you check out Lover's Lake, spend a few minutes here enjoying the overlooks. Want to work your way back around, back to where we saw the signage, and go down Needle's Eye Stairway. As you come back around from Lover's Leap, come back around to the signage here. Gonna make a left downhill, down Needle's Eye Stairway here. Gonna go down by Battleship Rock, on down and around. And we'll try to get a look back up Devil's Gulch if we can. And then, time permitting, we'll check out Rock Garden Trail. As you come down a set of rock stairs, you'll come down to a pretty nice little rock shelter. Got some nice geology in the rock shelter. Trail continues down to the left. And if you look straight ahead, this is the back end of Battleship Rock. Battleship Rock is home to Needle's Eye Arch. The arch I mentioned that people are often confused with Owl's Window. Being the state park is a nature preserve, you're supposed to stay on trail, so Needle's Eye Arch is technically not accessible. Here's a look at Needle's Eye Arch. As you come down Needle's Eye Stairway, you're welcome to buy a very nice long cliff line full of geology. Follow the trail around the base of the cliff line until you come to this intersection here at the fence. If you look up to the right, you'll see some fresh wood and stairs. This is the base of Devil's Gulch. I'll run up there real quick and investigate, but I would say that this lower part's blocked off too, because I'd say this is the section they're still working on. As I suspected, stairs are still closed off to Devil's Gulch. Still got some fresh lumber laying around. Looks like they're not too far from completion though, so this should be open pretty soon. Also, while you're over here at the base of Devil's Gulch, if you look up in the rock shelter, see a couple neat little windows, that being one. And just down here is another. As I mentioned earlier, the state park looks like they've done some upgrades and maintenance. One of the things I've noticed is some of these new blazes. Looks like maybe they've color-coded the trails. If that's the case, I'll see if I can find a legend somewhere and let you know what color each trail blaze is. Back to this point here, gonna follow the stairs down. This is the Battleship Rock Trail. Gonna take it down to the Rock Garden Trail. And here, as I just mentioned, the blazes is another red blaze. So I'm gonna guess that means the Battleship Rock Trail blazes are red. As you work your way back down this part of the Battleship Rock Trail, it's a nice shaded woodland setting. Nice and cool for the hotter days, get you out of the sun. As I've mentioned in other videos, I'm always fascinated by these trees growing over top of rocks. This particular one grows around and on top of the rock. As you work your way down, just past the tree growing over top of the rocks, come down to the next trail junction. At this point in time, if you make a right, that'll cut back across to where I pointed out early in the hike that Battleship Rock Trail came over this way. But right now, going on around and check out the Rock Garden Trail. Looks to be labeled with yellow blazes. Gonna follow this trail around, back around up on top of Natural Bridge. Let's go check it out. Not positive, but just guessing. All these large boulders around through here as you follow along the trail is probably where this trail got its name, Rock Garden Trail. While most wildflowers have ran their course through the year, I'm still seeing several plants. That makes me think that this trail would probably be loaded with wildflowers of the early springtime. Really nice large patch of club moss as you come around to this small drainage along the trail. Pretty much what this rock garden trail does is loops you back around below Battleship Rock, Lover's Leap, back around towards the sky lift, brings you back uphill and takes you back around to the base of Natural Bridge. It's a nice little woodland trail, nice and shaded. It's not a lot to see besides the rock garden, a lot of boulders, covered in moss, some greenery. Here's a good example. You got some trees growing up the side of the rock there. Nice little trail to get a little mileage in. Pretty neat old dead, looks like a beech tree. As you work your way around towards the sky lift, trail comes through a little rhododendron tunnel like. It's a pretty neat little section of trail. Coming up on our next trail junction here. If you were to go right downhill here, it'd take you to Skylift and Skylift parking. We're going to continue around to the left uphill, head back up to Natural Bridge. Should be right at 1 mile. Unfortunately, I have been on this section of the Rock Garden Trail before. This is pretty much 1 mile uphill. It's a lot of incline. So this is more of a strenuous trail, this section. I suggest a ski lift if you want an easy way up from this side. While this section of trail is pretty strenuous, takes you along a nice cliff line, some nice geology, nice color, and as we approach this section here, takes you right up the rock. This section of trail makes for plenty of heavy breathing. Even if you take your time, the stairs are not forgiving. As we follow along the cliff line around the rock garden trail, all we're doing now is following back around the ridge line we were on top of earlier. We're just on the back side of it. We will follow this around and come up on the back side of Natural Bridge. Should be, I don't know, maybe half a mile from the bridge now. Once you get over the first initial climb back up, the trail's kind of gradually rolling out through here, following along the cliff line. As you follow along the cliff line, you'll see some really nice tall cliffs, lots of color in them. This is one of the nicer sections of the rock garden trail, in my opinion. After passing around below the sky lift and around some really nice cliff line around rock garden trail, we work our way back up into Natural Bridge. After working back up past Natural Bridge, coming back through Fat Man's Misery, up the stairs to the top of Natural Bridge. We'll make a right this time. Follow the purple blaze. We're gonna head out here, come down the Balanced Rock Trail. Currently, as you follow out through here until we reach the Balanced Rock Trail, this is once again part of the shelter we trace. Starting to run just a tad low on battery, so I've cut back just a little bit on the video. Just going to highlight the main parts of the trail. Some of it's just woodland walks. Still, most of it's shaded and well maintained, so great for hiking. Not far from the top of Natural Bridge, you come out, have the next trail junction to the right. You follow on out the shelter we traced towards the Sand Gap Trail. It also heads out towards White's Branch. We're gonna make a left uphill here, follow around to Balanced Rock. From the trail junction, the trail heads uphill, just about enough to get you breathing heavy. Then it decides to go back downhill, and it'll remain pretty much downhill from here back down to the suspension bridge. Pretty neat little section of trail here. It's got a little up and over here, little platform, Takes you over some of these large boulders. It's kind of on the cliff's edge. As I mentioned as I started out through here, this trail is mostly all downhill. So that means if you take the Balanced Rock Trail from the bottom of the hill up, this is the steeper side of the hill, more so than the original trail. You get a significant uphill and lots of stairs. As Balanced Rock comes into view, here's a look at one of the flights of stairs I was referring to as some that you'd have to climb if you was coming from the bottom of the hill up Balanced Rock Trail. Plenty of stairs. As you come down to the bottom of the stairs, got a couple benches for sitting. And you come over just past this other bench, and you will find Balanced Rock. A little wider angle view, a little better look at Balanced Rock with the canopy filled out with leaves. It's hard to get a real clear shot. For the most part, it's only viewable from the upper side. This is it from the lower side, if you was approaching from the base of the hill. Also keep in mind, some of these trails have some vegetation growing out into the trails. Be aware of poison ivy and poison oak. Here we have some poison ivy. Just remember, leaves of 3, leave it be. As you come down to this little set of stairs here, got a purple blaze. If you look over to your left, see this nice large rock. Pretty neat little rock feature. Got a lot of nice geology in it. Definitely stop by and check it out on your way down. Also, got a few trees growing over top of rocks. As we know, that's one of my favorite things. Nice little area, definitely check it out. Here's the back side of this rock. A lot of awesome texture. As we get back down closer to the original trail, we'll come down along this little area here. It's got a small cave opening in it. As with most caves you'll find, especially in the national forest, this particular one at the state park is blocked off. There's a really nice rock shelter in front of it. Nice little spot to cool off on a hot day. As you come back down the last little set of rock stairs here, come back down to the concrete. If you look up, you'll see the stairway from the original trail where we came up from the suspension bridge. I'm gonna follow up to that, back down the suspension bridge, back around the lake and parking. Back across the suspension bridge. one last climb to the parking lot. Back down to the truck. Got a dry shirt on. Got pretty warm out there today. I'll pop up a screenshot of my stats. Just a little under 5 miles with the route I took today. Got to see a big part of Natural Bridge State Park. As it was approaching midday, a lot more traffic on the trails. Anytime you come on the weekend, especially, be ready for a crowd. I think earlier on I may have misspoke about the route that the Sheltaway Trace takes through Natural Bridge State Park from parking. Follows around by the lake, across the suspension bridge, up part of the original trail. But once you get to the concrete part, you make it left and the Sheltaway Trace follows around the Balanced Rock Trail. Caught a cooler day to come out and enjoy Natural Bridge State Park. It's been warm already, a whole lot hotter than usual actually. So hopefully that's not a prelude to what summer's going to be like, and hopefully I'll be able to get out some and get some more videos out. If you've never been out to Natural Bridge State Park, I highly recommend it. Definitely worth a visit. A lot of great hiking in the area. I hope you enjoyed today's adventure. Maybe you learned a little something, make you want to come to the state park. If you would, give me a like, help me out with that YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you like the content on my channel. Anytime you have a question, be sure to shoot me a comment or send me a message. Hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.